Hello everybody, welcome back to the Ultimate Goosebumps Man channel, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different than my usual book and episode reviews that I've been doing. Of course, I've done Welcome to Dead House and Stay Out of the Basement. I do have the Monster Blood reviews coming, I still have to make them, but I will be getting to you soon hopefully. But for now, I wanted to do something a little different, just to take a break from the usual, and mainly because, as you know, Christmas ended, and also Happy New Year's, because it is New Year's Eve that I'm recording this, but you'll probably be watching it in 2023, so again, Happy New Year, and also I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. But yeah, today is going to be a Goosebumps Christmas haul video. Now, this isn't me part one, because I do have some other stuff coming in the mail that I'm really excited for, really excited to show it all off, but I do have a lot of stuff here that I can show you right now, so I'm just gonna get right into it. So, I'm gonna start off with the stuff I was actually gifted, the physical books that I was gifted from mainly my parents. Starting off with Why I'm Afraid of Bees. Now, this is an interesting book. I have not actually read this book. I've heard mixed things about it. Heard some people think it sucks, some people think it's great, some people think it's just in between. Now, I have a lot of memories of this book because this is one of the books I remember seeing in my elementary school library when I was a kid. It was this, The Curse of Camp Cold Lake, and Stay Out of the Basement. And this cover always just kind of cracked me up. I thought it was funny. Unlike, Curse of Camp Cold Lake and Stay Out of the Basement, which kind of creeped me out. This one I just thought was kind of silly, which obviously it is. It's a kid's head on a bee's body. But yeah, I'm curious to see what this book is like. It's in really good condition though. There's some minor damage here, but not a big deal. Really excited about this one. Next up is Ghost Speech. Now this book I'm really excited to get because I've been wanting this book for a while. It's one of my favorites in terms of the cover because I think Tim Jacobus just nailed it on this cover art. It's fantastic. I've heard this book is bad, but you never know. I might like it. I know Michael Goosebumps fan. He's another big Goosebumps YouTuber. If you don't know him, I recommend you check him out. He's great. Makes really cool content. But I know he really likes this book. Now, I have read the Goosebumps graphics interpretation of this story, and I've seen the episode. The episode is rough. I will say that right now. The episode is really bad, and I'll get into more of that when I actually film my episode review after reading and reviewing this book. But that'll be for a while yet, so. Yeah, here's the book. It's in really good condition. I'm really happy how this one is. All these are in relatively good condition. I'm happy about that. So, next up is Phantom of the Auditorium. Another book that I've owned for a while. Well, I owned in a different copy of this, but it was in much worse condition than this one is, so I'm definitely keeping this one. But yeah, haven't read this one yet. Seen the episode pretty recently, and it was okay. It was an okay episode. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like the greatest. This book is cool though because it's a first printing. As you can see when it says coming soon from R.L. Stine, that's how you can tell this when a book is a first printing or not. The other ones say also available from R.L. Stine and things like that, so really cool to have a first printing of this book. Next up is A Night in Terror Tower. Now, this book, I'm really happy about it because I have not had an original copy of this in my collection up until Christmas. Originally I had a reprint copy, so I'm really happy to finally own an original. Not the greatest of condition, but it's not that big of a deal. The spine is pretty taped up, but it doesn't bother me too much. I'm still really happy to own this. And another first printing, which is really cool. Really happy. So yeah, there's Night in Terror Tower. Next up is The Cuckoo Clock of Doom. Another book that I think I got from the library once. Never read it completely though, so I'm really excited to read this book because I've heard it's really good. The episode's just okay in my opinion. It's probably one of the more silly episodes, but I will say this has one of the darkest endings of any Goosebumps book or episode, but the endings are the same in both. And again, another original printing, which is really cool. 3 original printing books, which again, I'm really happy about that. I think that's really cool. Next up, I have Ghost Camp, another book that I had a reprint copy of for a while And this is the first time I've gotten an original copy. And I'm so glad I do, because this book is in like mint condition. It's so good. It's in amazing shape. And I'm really happy to own it. And also it's kind of cool, it has the little Boo Dude Goosebumps is on TV advertisement. And let me think, what year did this come out in? 1996. So this came out around the time that season 2 of Goosebumps was starting to air, because as you major Goosebumps fans probably know, season 1 of Goosebumps came out in 1995. That's when the whole show started. I think all of season 1 was 95, maybe some later stuff was 96, I don't remember for sure though. But season 2 was definitely 96, and yeah, so this is around the time season 2 is starting, or airing, I'm not sure which one, but yeah, it's really cool. The next one I got was not a classic series, but it's still pretty cool. It is the Goosebumps triple header, the first one. It's like really cool holographic cover, but can't really see because of the light, sadly. I wish I could show it better, but it's cool. But yeah, I'm interested to read this book. I'm not sure when I will. Probably will be a long time yet, because I'm more focused on the classic series right now. But still, really cool book to have. Again, in pretty good condition. So yeah, I'm really glad to own this as well. And finally, the last thing that I was actually gifted from my parents is probably the coolest thing of this whole set. Like, the books are great, but this is really special for me. And that is the Goosebumps full TV show on Blu-ray. Now, this is a bootleg. I'm gonna say that right now. It's a bootleg, but it doesn't matter to me. I still love it. I'm so happy to own the full show on Blu-ray, because if you didn't know, they took most of the show off of Netflix except for the like 6 2-part specials that aired. Haunted Mask, Night of the Living Dummy 3, A Night in Terror Tower, those episodes. All the only ones still on Netflix, so I'm really glad to own the entire show. And I've been binge watching around 6 episodes, I think, so far, and maybe 9. I don't remember how many I watched, but I watched a decent amount of them so far. And they're really good. The quality of them is fantastic. They look high definition. Yeah, it looks great. So I'm really happy to own this. And this is definitely what I'm going to be using to watch the episodes from now on. Once I'm done reading the books, I'm going to watch the episodes on here to prepare for my episode review. So yeah, I'm really excited to own this. Now, next up is the stuff that I kind of bought for myself with some either my own money or Christmas money or whatever. Now, I do have some more of these coming in the mail. I also have one more book from my parents that's coming in the mail that hasn't gotten here yet. And I have about, I think, 5 more books that I ordered coming in the mail. So yeah, all classic series stuff, which I'm really excited about. But for this, I'm going to be starting with the 3 that I got in the mail today. Starting with Welcome to Camp Nightmare, another book I've heard a lot of good things about. Not the biggest fan of the episode. I think it was okay. I think it was a pretty good episode. Just not my cup of tea. But we'll see how the book is, because I've heard this book is great. So yeah, and also I love the cover art. I love the purple and blue border. And of course, the iconic Tim Jacobus art, which is always fantastic. The Tim Jacobus art is honestly the greatest thing about the Goosebumps books. The books are good a lot of the time, but the cover art is really what sells these things. And the reason I collect them, because I love the cover art. And again, I love the books too. But yeah, the art is fantastic in all this. Next up is one I'm also really happy about, because this book is in mint condition, and that is Be Careful What You Wish For. As I said, this book is in perfect condition. So glad I own this. Now, fun fact about this cover is that it was not illustrated by Tim Jacobus. This was a different artist, unknown, again, I don't even know who the artist is. The information has been released online. I've looked it up, just can't think of the name at the moment. This and Stay Out of the Basement were the only 2 book covers in the original series to not be illustrated by Tim Jacobus. So a little fun piece of Goosebumps trivia there. But yeah, just be careful what you wish for. And the third and final book that I got in the mail today is The Barking Ghost. Now, I've heard some mixed feelings. I've heard from pretty much everybody in the community that this book sucks. But again, I have my own opinions on it. I'll have to see how I feel about the book when I read it. I don't remember much about the episode. I have seen the episode, but it's been a long time and I don't really remember much about it. But yeah, this book again, really good condition. There's some minor damages on the bottom corners. But other than that, this book's great. I love one of the coolest cover arts. I love that dog, looks really cool. And of course the red and white color scheme on the border looks great. So yeah, really happy to own this one. Now the final thing I have for today's video is something I recently bought today. I went down to Barnes & Noble, looked around just to buy some new books because I got a gift card for Christmas. And I got one that I'm really excited for because Michael, Goosebumps fan, this is his favorite Goosebumps book from what I remember. And I've heard a lot of good stuff about it from other places. And I've been really wanting to read it for a while, and so I'm finally happy to own it. And that is Goosebumps Wanted: The Haunted Mask. I'm not a big collector of the modern Goosebumps stuff just because I collect the classic stuff the best, but again, I've heard a lot of good stuff about this book, so I'm really excited to read it. And of course, I love The Haunted Mask, one of my favorite Goosebumps stories of all time. I've read the original book before, and of course, I've seen both The Haunted Mask 1 and The Haunted Mask 2 episodes, which are fantastic. Again, I'll get more into depth on those when I get to the reviews. But yeah, I love The Haunted Mask. It's a great story, and I'm really excited to check out what this installment of The Haunted Mask is, which is, I believe, the newest installment. So yeah, there's that. So that's pretty much all I have for today. I'll be getting back to you with a part 2 soon. But for now, I hope you all have a scary day and a happy new year, and I'll see you next time.